as I say, things that include things that are actually quite insulting to people who have given their time. And lastly, and related, it's about information, it's not a new activity. Susie seems to have decided, and Andy as well in an email that he sent out to us, that there never has been a sublease for Lower Ackworth Community Association. I know that Sean has communicated, sent the same question in but slightly different worded, more times than I could count, to the clerk asking about releasing the sublease, and he's got the same answer back, that it cannot be found. It can't be found because of changes in personnel and staff. It can't be found within the papers at Lower Ackworth, at Bell Lane, and it can't be found within Wakefield documents either. That doesn't mean to say that's not saying it never existed. It did exist. It's not a new activity. We're in the process of putting that right and have been for a long while, and I think it's deceiving. It's deceiving people to say, and themselves, to say that there's never been a sublease. As I know the house, wasn't Helen? Yes.
I'll bring Andy in because he's not spoken yet. Thank you.
In terms of the point about the sublease, I think it's very hard to believe that absolutely no entity who would have a copy of the sublease actually has one, but it definitely existed. But the one thing I have found...
Can I just clarify one point? We did ask for the lease between Ackworth Parish Council and Wakefield, and that can't be found either.
Yes,
yes,
we've got it.
I got it.
We don't. Hang on, let me just clarify the point. So one of the actions of which yourself, Councillor Richmond, put forward is that we review the previous lease that we had, because they do not have it. There is reference to it, but there is not an actual lease. So that doesn't... Hang on. So therefore, there isn't... The lease that expired is not there, and that's what was confirmed to us. So that's why I have said that. Andy, sorry, I did interrupt you.
No, maybe I haven't got it with me, but I have got a copy of that lease that apparently doesn't exist. So I don't know where I got that, but that's not what I was going to say. When I've questioned the sublease, both yourself as chair and Gemma as clerk have said it predated their time. There is a document that was issued as an expression of interest for a professional team for the construction of the new community centre that I was told by the clerk was written by the previous clerk, who had been here for 30-something years, so would have known if there was a sublease. And the wording she used was, the community centre sits on land owned by Wakefield Metropolitan District Council, leased by Ackworth Parish Council, who in turn have an arrangement with a community association management committee. Now, given that it says there was a lease between Wakefield and Ackworth, why would it not say there was a sublease with the community association if one existed? And I'm told this document was written by somebody who'd been here for 30 years and would have known that.
Thank you. But
so there's
Colin's question of the former clerk who served with duty to this parish council.
So she wrote that, and you're saying she served with duty, and she didn't include there was a sublease. So that there's another.
She's not here to defend herself either. So
another lack of evidence that one existed. But I do want to pick a point from Councillor Balfour about the Constitution date. If the Constitution was rewritten, then nobody actually got around to telling the Charities Commission, because the Charities Commission do not have anything beyond 1980, and they state on their website it's 1980. So if it ever was rewritten, it's never been submitted to the Charities Commission, and I'll leave it at that.
Right, thank you.
You said 1970 when you
Well, 1979.
Okay, can I just bring it all to order? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, you've already spoken, Sean, but I will come back to Susan because we are dealing with her motion, so I will allow you to speak again, Susan.
Well, I think I would rather that other councillors did not apologise on my behalf when all that I'm asking us to do is carry out a risk assessment, which our own regulations require us to, and I think these are all reasonable questions, And it is difficult to see with ease what is going on in another organisation, and very little information is shared. And so if there is any offence taken, there is none meant. These notes are to ask questions which relate to the risk assessment. And that's all.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry, Lynn's not spoken.
I've just got a couple of points. One is to say thank you to Sharon for that really good explanation. Two is to ask if we could just pull up the basic rules and not interrupt people because it's rude. And the other thing that I wanted to comment on was that language matters. So it doesn't actually, whatever you say, how you phrase it changes the interpretation that other people have. And you describe things as hard to believe. As soon as you say hard to believe, there's an implication attached to that. There are endlessly things being thrown in front of this local project. I assume that there are well-meaning intention to follow the rule, but sometimes the language just makes that hard to interpret as that.
Thank you. Okay, so can I get a seconder for, you've already spoken, so I'm not going back. Thank you. Can I get a seconder?
I reduce the wages
You seconded. Thank you, Andy.
to all councillors.
So Susie's proposing and Andy's seconding. I'll move it to a vote then. So can I take votes in favour of Susie's motion then, please? So we've got four in favour and votes against. 6 against. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to take my motion now, which I submitted to. So that is 183.1.
Point of order, Chair.
Yep.
Point of order under Standing Order 1P. I am identifying multiple breaches of statutory law and financial regulations that prevent this item from being lawfully determined tonight. Lack of statutory notice. Under the Local Government Act 1972, an agenda must specify the business. Hiding a 40-year sublease and a £150,000 project behind a vague heading breach, the Transparency Code. This renders any vote taken tonight legally invalid. Unlawful secrecy. Under the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, the public has a right to see the motions being debated. Keeping this text secret without a formal resolution to exclude the public is unlawful. Financial Breach Regulation 2.3. You are granting full authority for a £150,000 project. Financial Regulation 2.3 mandatorily requires a written risk assessment before adoption. We cannot delegate oversight that doesn't exist. This is an abdication of fiduciary duty. Predetermination. This motion records a council belief. Before any debate has occurred, it is a violation of proper decision making to vote on substantiated conclusions. The procedural motion, understanding orders 10A, 3 and 16, I move that this item be deferred and the debate adjourned until the full motion is published on a legal public agenda. The mandatory risk assessment is provided to members to review. The recorded vote. Under Standing Order 3R, I formally demand a recorded vote of this motion. I require a proper officer to call each name and record their vote in the minutes. Under Standing Order 1U, this procedural motion must be put to the vote immediately and without debate. I am formally advising the Council that I will be referring these procedural failures and the use of secret motions to the external auditor for investigation.
Chair, I thought
Right,
the second...
Chair, I
thought the second is procedural
Can I
motion.
just say, I can only deal with one point of order. I can only deal with one point of order at a time. Do you not want me to deal? Do you not want me to deal with your point of order? Councillor Parker, do you want me to deal with your point of order?
No. And what I want you to do is to
Are you
allow...
so, are you,
No,
are you,
you are trying to speak this meeting.
I'm dealing, I'm about to address you on your point of order.
He puts as recorded vote and immediately, without any debate.
He's allowed to say that.
I'm allowed to say that.
Right, first of all,
Standing
as chair,
3 years.
as chair, I need to deal with points of order. So, Councillor
No,
Parker,
you don't.
I don't need, you're making no sense. I either deal with your point of order, Councillor Parker, I either deal with your point of order or I don't. Which one, what do you want me to do? You want me to deal with your point of order or not?
Oh, well...
Do you want me to deal with your point of
order.
Let's just clarify. So, Councillor Parker, you have raised a point of order to this council on the motion. Hang on.
Second it straight away.
Hang on. I have to bring him in to second it. So
No,
first of all,
you didn't bring anybody in last time.
First of all. So we're dealing with your point of order to item 183.1. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. So you have raised financial irregularities with my motion. So my motion is Ackworth Parish Council show and give full support to the Low Ackworth Community Association to a community building situated in Low Ackworth on the former site and produce a sublease to this effect. Could you clarify what breach is that motion against?
You've only given that in.
You've only given the heading.
That's the motion. That's the motion I'm providing, and that's my supporting information.
I'll give the evidence to Kyla.
That's my first point.
Chair, like I said, Chair, I formally second this procedural motion to defer the standing order 10A, 3 and 16. In doing so, I also formally second the requirements under standing order 1U that this be put to a recorded vote immediately without any debate.
Thank you.
That's clear enough.
It's fine.
I even put it in Roman numerals so it will easier to understand. I can stand in orders.
Okay, so from what I can read, what I will take then is a recorded vote. We'll take the vote immediately without further debate. I do not agree with so unsubstantiated conclusions I don't agree with. There's no financial breach because
without debate.
thank you.
Standing
I have to clarify what we're voting on. Or do we not do that now? Thank you. So,
But nothing on what's in there out. I thought there was supposed to be no debate.
Yeah.
I'm clarifying as chair what we're voting on, because if people vote on something, they don't know what they're voting on, we can't do it, regardless of whether it's a standing order or not. So this isn't a debate, I'm clarifying the points that you've raised. So I'm dealing with the business, I'm dealing with the standing orders. If you're not happy for me to do that, we can withdraw it all. So are you going to allow me to do it? Thank you.
You're continuing your way.
Yeah. So financial breach, you are... So in the supporting evidence, that's not the case. It would be brought back to full council, as is clearly stated in supporting documentation. So that I don't accept. Unlawful secrecy. There's no unlawful secrecy. The motion's been published, it's part of the agenda, and the supporting information is there. Lack of statutory notice. Well, that's not true. The agendas go out under the statutory notice, as they always have done. So there's no breach there. So, from what I can see, what I will take is the recorded vote and the standing order one use, so no debate.
What are we voting on though?
So it's the motion, it's my motion effectively.
Oh, right, okay. So,
We're not talking on your motion, we're talking on my...
There.
You've stopped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was for motion? Okay.
I've only got 3 minutes.
Stop it.
What will you say?
Better for anybody else.
So that's don't agree with. It's a fully legal motion. The mandatory risk assessment is part of drawing up a sublease anyway, so
No.
it allows.
It's finance.
Yes, it is.
It's finance.
And again, let me just state. Let me.
So, Chair, can we not have such disrespect, please?
And again,
From councillors across the table, it's appalling. I'm ashamed to the people who come to observe this, that
and again, in the supporting information, comply with all regulations and the law as needed, and grants full authority to the clerk of Ackworth Parish Council to see this through to its completion. Report back to full council and committees as needed, and is part of Ackworth Parish Council processes. So it is in there. Thank you very much. So the motion will go to a recorded vote, of which I, if you don't mind, if you could just start with Councillor Parker, working way round, and we'll do a recorded vote for and against.
What are we recording?
On the motion.
My motion.
On the motion. Because some of this doesn't stand, and that's what the chair is here to do. So, and then, so we're going to an immediate recorded vote on the motion.
Sorry, Chair, I know it's been very confusing with people shouting across the table and interrupting, but have you taken seconder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sean was a second.
Oh, no. A seconder. Sorry, Sean, please don't shout across the table.
A seconder
Have a
for-
second for your motion.
A second.
I'm really confused as to what I'm voting.
Right, so,
Could somebody read out
Right.
what we are voting
So-
on, please? Exact words.
so first of all, Sean, you're seconding points of order that Stephen's raised. Okay, so, seconder for my motion then. Can I get a seconder
No,
for?
we're not
Yes.
reporting, we are reporting.
There's no debate. I'm adhering to what you've asked for, which is no debate. So can I get a seconder? Can I get a seconder? Thank you, Amanda. Yeah. So there's a seconder. So we'll move to a recorded vote. So Councillor Parker. So on the motion, which is 183.1, to receive a proposal from Councillor Roberts that Ackworth Parish Council shall give full support to the Low Ackworth Community Association to a community building situated in Low Ackworth on the former site and produce a sublease to this effect. So that is the vote. Against. Councillor Richmond.
Yes.
Against. Councillor Susie Sherritt.
Against.
Councillor Andy Sherritt.
Against.
Councillor Sarah Balfour.
For.
Lynn.
For.
Amanda.
For.
Sharon and John for. And myself for. Thank you very much.
Right, so that's dismissed my...
We addressed the point.
Dismissed again.
Should we tell you that in public this time?
That's why the regulations don't always know what seems to be bothered about. Ooh. Right.
So, I said that we deal with those two motions first, and that's what most of the general public have attended for. I'm now going to say item agenda 172, which is to receive applications for its exclusive rights of burial. They are in the advisory information. So we're just receiving those. Thank you. So, financial matters, 173. So 173.1, to receive and consider for approval the accounts, including bank statements to the end of February 2026. Again, those are included in the packs that we've had. Are there any comments or questions? No. Can I get a proposer or seconder for those? John proposed it. Can I get a seconder then, please? Lynn seconding. Thank you. Votes in favour of accepting those? Are you voting, Sarah? Thank you.
I'm just getting the agenda.
That's a full house. 173.2, to receive and consider for approval payments to be made and petty cash account to 9th March 2026. We've had these passed down already. Are there any comments or questions on anything? No. Can I get a proposer and seconder then, please? For those. Sarah proposing. I'll second. Can I take votes in favour of accepting those? Full house. Thank you very much. Okay, 174, committee meeting minutes. So 174.1, to receive